Hi, my name is Weekend Hong, and this is my video for 304 CEM Web API Development. My INTI student ID is P20012893 and my CU student ID is 11323998. For this assignment, the two API that I've selected is Pocket API and the API. Pocket API contains data relating to Pokemon, while the API contains data relating to Digimon. Pokemon and Digimon are popular characters originated from Japan that is popular among both children and adults all over the world. This is the structure of the files of the website. The client side runs on React Framework, while the server side connects the website to MongoDB database and the methods to store and retrieve data from the MongoDB database. Now I'm going to run the server, and I've navigated to the server folder in the terminal, and I'm going to enter npm run dev. The server has started, and npm run dev because in the package.json file there is this scripts dev, and you run the index.js file using Nodemon. And Nodemon is a tool that helps develop Node.js based applications by automatically restarting the Node application when file changes in the directory are detected. So for example, if I do Ctrl S to save, in the terminal we will see the Nodemon restarting the application. It has restarted. In the index.js file, these are the library required to run the website, and it is also available as the dependencies in the package.json file. This is a MongoDB connection string from my MongoDB account. The connection string is obtained in the MongoDB website once I have logged in, and I click connect and connect your application, and this is the connection string, and the only changes is that I've entered my password in the index.js file, and I've also stated the database name that I'm going to use for this website, which is Pocket API. In the index.js, there is also two constants, which is user and monster, and this is to connect to the models folder that contains the schema for the MongoDB database, and user is obtained from the models folder, and the file name is user.models.js file, and monster is obtained from the models folder also, and the file name is favouriteMonster.js, and it's obtained here in the models folder. And user.models.js contain the schema for the collection user-data, and you'll store the name, email, password, and code, while the favouriteMonster.js is the schema for the collection favorite-monster, which will store the user from, monster ID, monster name, monster image, and monster type, which is all in string type. The index.js file also contains the code required for the client side to interact with the database. When the client side wants to interact with the database, then it will call the path. For example, this is the path, and this is used by the favorite button, and it involves the monster, which is from the favouriteMonster.js file. That is the schema for the favorite monster collection, and it will create a data in the favorite monster collection to store the user's favorite Pokemon or Digimon. And next, This is to remove monster, and it also involves the favorite-monster collection, and this is to delete one data when the user wish to remove the favorite Pokemon or Digimon. And the third one is to load the user favorite Pokemon or Digimon, and it also involves the favorite-monster collection, and you will find for the data in the favorite-monster collection that contains the email address of the current user that is logged in to the website, and it will display the user that is logged in their favorite Pokemon or Digimon. Now I'm going to show the favorite-monster collection on my MongoDB, and the collection is under the Poke API database that I've used for the website. Okay, Poke API database, and this is the favorite-monster, and it stores the user from, monster ID, monster name, monster image, and monster type. Next is the register path, and it involves the user, which is obtained from the models user.models.js, and it is the user-data collection. And when the client wants to register a new account, then they'll send the data, which is the name, email, and password, and the password will be hashed using the bcrypt library and for security purposes, and it will send a response to the client side. And the next one is the API/login. It also involves the user-data collection, and it will find one email when the user wants to log in, and in the client side will send the email to verify whether the email is available in the user-data collection. If it doesn't exist, then user can't log in, and if it exists, then a token will be assigned, and the token will be sent back to the client side. And the last part is for the Node application to listen on port 1337. The user-data collection under the Poke API database stores the user account information, which is the name, email, and password. And this is the password before hashing, and this is after hashing using the bcrypt library. In the client folder, there is a public folder and source folder. The public folder is generated when a React app is created, and the only changes that I've made is in the title. I've changed it to the name of the website which I've developed, and in the source folder contains the resources for the components, images, and pages that is used on the website. Now I'm going to start the client by navigating to the client folder and entering npm start. I've used another terminal, and I'm in my client folder, and I'm going to enter npm start. And npm start because in the package.json, start the scripts. Success. The website has started, and this is the first page that the user see, which is the login page. In the App.js, the routes for the website are declared, and the first page that the user sees is the login page because it's declared here, where the empty route is login, which is obtained from here in the pages folder Login.js file, which is here, Login.js. The Login.js files call the method from the server index.js file, which is this, and you will call the user login, which is /API/login /API/login here, and you will send the email and password that the user entered in the client side to the server, and it will wait for the response. And if in the server side, it will check with the MongoDB database, and if the information provided is correct, then there's a token, and it will return the status OK. And the client side will store the token data.user, which is this user, which is a token, in the local storage, including the email address of the current login user. And if successful, it will bring to the home page. Else it will give alert and still stay on the login page. And there's a register button, which will bring the user to a register page if they are the first time user to create a new account. Here, register button. Back to the app.js file. This is the declared variable to check whether the token exists or not. And if the token exists, means the user is logged in. Then the users can access different pages. If the user is not logged in, there is no token. User can access the register or login screen. Now I'm going to demo the website by creating a new account. So you can check the user-data collection. Go to refresh it, and this is Ian, A@Gmail, Adrian, Brian, without.com, Rain, Happy, Rob, Alex, Kean, Strange, True, Done, New, Today. So the latest one is today, and now doesn't exist, so I will create an account. Now it's created, and I will refresh again, and we'll go to the end, and now there is now. So I'm going to log in. Come, 2, 3, log in. Okay, and the image slider works. And this is a Navbar component, and this is the footer component. And in the favorite monster, there should be no monster that has now@gmail.com as the user from, because it's a new account and I haven't favorite any Pokemon or Digimon yet. So the latest one is done, and I'm going to favorite one Pokemon and one Digimon. And I'm going to favorite Charmander, and Digimon, our favorite Garumon. I can go to my MongoDB to check whether the data is there in the favorite-monster collection. And at the end, okay, now at gmail.com, Charmander, and now at gmail.com, Garumon. Go to my account page, and it's there. Then if I remove it, refresh, and again. So this is a page when there is no favorite Pokemon Digimon. This is the current user email address. And if I go to MongoDB, refresh, it should delete the data we have just saved, which is the Charmander and Garumon. And now this is happy, done, and no more now at gmail.com. And I can turn back to the home screen by clicking home or the name of the website. Go back to home screen, go back to account, and I'm going to log out. This website also generates a JSON web token when the user is logged in successfully. The token can be viewed in the local storage as it is stored there once the user is logged in successfully. And now I'm going to log in again to generate the JSON web token. As you can see, the token is stored here, and once the user has logged in successfully, the token will be stored in the entire session until the user log out from his account, and the token will be clear. I'm going to go to the account page, and the token is still here. I'm going to click log out, and the token will be cleared. The token has been cleared, and the purpose of the token for this website is to control user access. For example, if you are not logged in, you cannot access the Pokemon Digimon page or account page or the home page. Even if I enter the route, which is account, and I'm not logged in yet, there will be nothing to be displayed for users to interact with, and the only choice is that user need to return to the previous page, which is the login page. And the only page that users can access when they are not logged in is the login page and the register page. Hence, they need to either log in with an existing account or create a new account. And with the token, once you are logged in, you can access the home page, the Pokemon page, the token is still available, and the Digimon page. Only if you have the token. And once I log out again, the token will be cleared. In the Register.js file, you'll accept the name, email, and password. And once the user has registered successfully, which means the user data have been saved in the user-data collection, then it will redirect the user to the login page for them to log in. And the login page. If everything is verified and correct, then it will bring the user to the home page. This is the home file, and the home page contains 3 components, which is the Navbar slider carousel, which is the image slider, and the footer, which is all available in the components folder. Footer, image slider, Navbar, and in Navbar, user can navigate to the home, Pokemon, and Digimon, and by clicking on the name of the website, it will bring back to the home. And in the Pokemon.js folder contains the code for the Pokemon page, and it uses the API link from Poke API, and it fetches 12 Pokemon each time, and there's a more Pokemon button to load the next 12 Pokemon to the website. It uses the Pokemon thumbnail, which is a component in the components folder. This helps to organize the Pokemon in a clear manner, and the favorite button function is also available here, and it's connected to the server. And if the interaction is good, which means the data is saved to the MongoDB favorite-monster collection, then it will respond and console.log a message. The Digimon page is also similar to Pokemon page, which changes only at the API link from the API instead of Poke API, and it also uses Digimon thumbnail, which is another component in the components folder, and the account page. The account page need to display the user's favorite Pokemon or Digimon and allow them to remove their current favorite Pokemon and Digimon. Hence, it uses the monster component, which is this. And this monster component is connected to the server by finding the Pokemon and Digimon that contains the user email of the current login user in the monster-favorite collection. After it finds, it will display it using monster thumbnail component in a proper manner. And in the monster thumbnail component, there is the connection to the server to remove the Pokemon or Digimon. And it is called when the button is clicked, which is the X button. And lastly, back to the account page, there is a logout function which removes the current user token and email, and it will bring back the user to the empty route, which is the login page, when the button is clicked. From this coursework, I have learned to use free API from the internet and use the React framework with a Node.js server that contains packages such as bcrypt to hash the user password for security purposes, JSON web token to generate a token when the user is logged in successfully. With the token, user access in the website can be controlled better, Mongoose and NodeMon that is necessary for the website. Thank you.